So this is the year of the Ingenieur, as we found out at Watches and Wonders this year. IWC have given us an array of new Ingenieurs, including a couple of new different sizes. You have a 42mm variant, you obviously have the original 40mm variant, and now you have a 35mm variant. Welcome back to the Chisholm Hunter channel. My name is Harrison, as always, and let's just dive in to these IWC models, these two new models. So these two models come in at 35mm in diameter, and I would say they definitely wear like a 35mm in diameter. I wouldn't say they wear any more bulky or any bigger. I think these are predominantly for either slimmer wrists or more of a women's market. And it kind of makes sense that IWC would try and appeal to a ladies' market because the Ingenieur has been very male-focused, very male-influenced, and very male-directed. So it would make sense that IWC try to open the gates a little bit and let more people in to the brand. They come in at 9.5mm in thickness, which is just absolutely beautifully thin. And on the wrist, these wear like a dream. They truly, truly do. And actually, it's weird. Normally 35, I would be like, it's too small, instantly too small. And although I still think it's quite small, I do think that these kind of suited my wrists when they were on my wrist. Now I'll show you a shot of them on the wrist at the moment and let me know what you think. I've got 6.5-inch wrists and I think these wear pretty well. These watches are water resistant to 10 bar, come in stainless steel or full 18 karat 5N gold, have a butterfly clasp and of course either a gold bracelet or a steel bracelet. Now the bracelets on these models are the classic Ingenieur bracelets that we know and love. There's not really many changes there, but I have to say the weight of the gold model in your hands is actually outstanding. It's insane. It feels heavy, it feels classy, it feels pricey, and that's partially because it is pricey. These two models both come with the 47110 manufactured movement, and this has 42 hours of power. The new 35mm variants come in two different metals. Of course, you've got gold and then you've got stainless steel. But the good thing, or the cool thing I would say about these watches, is the dial color. Because on the silver model, or the steel model, you have a silver steel dial. And on the gold model, you have a gold looking dial. So they kind of play in sync with each other. And also, it definitely broadens the horizon in terms of what IWC can do next with these models. Because the dial color is the obvious thing to change. And I think that will be what happens in the future. The dials on both of these watches, the stainless steel and also the gold, have that kind of teak squared off pattern that we know and love from the Ingenieur. They're going to carry that through for the foreseeable future with the Ingenieur. I can't see them changing that dial. It's kind of like a staple to the Ingenieur now. The hour markers in the hands are filled with white, and the second hand on the stainless steel model is in stainless steel, but on the gold model is in gold. Now, I said this in another video that I did about the 42mm ceramic Ingenieur. I think the hands are brilliant, but the second hand could be perceived as that little bit harder to read just because of the color. It kind of blends in with the dial a little bit too much, in my opinion. These models both come with a date window at the 3 o'clock mark, and the date window is really comfortable, really well fitting. Being me, I would love to see it at 6 o'clock, but that's because I'm biased. I think it still works well at 3. Just a little comment on the stainless steel version of this watch, and this is where the renders online and the video in person and seeing it in person really is just, there's just mountains in between them. It's wild. You really need to get things on in person because online, they never look the same. So the dial in the renders looks silver. It looks like steel, but in person, it's more white. Maybe it's the reflection of the light. Yeah, it probably is, but it definitely looks, in my opinion, better in person because of how bright and white that dial looks. Also, I'd say it's a lot easier to read because of how white the dial is comparatively with the second hand and of course the minute and the hour hand, and the hour markers playing in unison with that. But it's definitely more easy to read in my opinion. And also it's just sexier with that white dial, or white looking metallic-y dial. I think this silver model is probably the most Instagrammable of the bunch. I got a couple of photos on my Leica, my new Leica, and honestly it looks unbelievable behind the lens. Now, interestingly enough, in my prediction video, I did say I saw new sizes coming. I saw new color variations coming. And in part, I think I was kind of right, but what I didn't see coming was a new perpetual calendar on this IWC lineup. And that is what we will be discussing in the next review. If you want to see that, then hit that subscribe button. This one's only for the 35mm, but I was very surprised to see that and very excited to see that. Honestly, I really like what IWC are doing with the Ingenieur range. I feel like they're extending it to the broader market. They're making it more accessible for us watch lovers that like different stuff. Now, yes, the prices of these models are still pretty pricey, but the sizing, the colors, there's just more variations. There's more options for us watch lovers to get our teeth into. Let me know what you guys think of these models in the comments. Remember that I'll be at Watches and Wonders all week, so if you want to see new watches as and when they come, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in probably like another 15 minutes when I review another watch.